What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Kyle. We're here at the Modest House Build, and we've got a huge video for you. A lot is going to happen. First thing we're going to do is use those bracket measurements to get all of our columns made up. And then once we have our columns, we'll cut all of our lumber, and we're going to start building the walls. And by the end of today's video, you're going to see all the walls for the build. So a lot of work ahead of us. Let's get into it. All right, so this is gonna be a little bit different because of a foundation. Most of our jobs that are on piers, we're gonna go around and try to find the highest bracket and then add to it. So the highest one being our 0 when we do a pier job. But with a wall, this floor in here is gonna be poured at 0 elevation. So there is not gonna be any curb of concrete up above that. What that means is we wanna try to find the lowest bracket so that when they come in and pour concrete, they will have a spot to snap a line if ever the wall gets a little bit higher than 0. We don't want it the other way, because then when the concrete guy comes and pours the wall or the floor, if we start at a high point and then it gets to a low point, either A, the concrete's gonna be higher than the wall, which is probably not gonna happen because they're not gonna finish it that way. They're gonna finish it to the top of the wall, which means it will inevitably be lower and not straight. So, you want to do me the honors and see if you find any short ones over there, Greg? I'm going to look down the row.
Yep.
And we'll kind of try to find a short looking bracket, which I already think, Greg, if I'm going to be a betting man, it's going to be this right here. This is the one, because we already know that this looks a little bit low. So I might just go ahead and start with that. And let Greg.
If I was a betting man, I would say like right in the middle of that porch is where potentially our next one is.
All right, I'm gonna set this this grade stick at 0.
I meant your slider, but I see it.
Yes, slider's at 0. So I'm just gonna real quickly, which one did you say over here?
Straight across.
All right, straight across the porch. So we just kind of set that at that bracket over there because I feel like it's gonna be the lowest, but you never know.
Same.
It's the exact same, which means
I would just check maybe like the corners, just to make sure like it's not like.
Check the garage, Greg, see if you see anything. So this is saying I need to go down, which means the bracket is high. So that's a good thing in a sense. I mean, obviously we want everything to be 0 everywhere, but that's only 3/16. That's not really anything. (5/16).
Looks like the third bracket from the corner.
1/8 of an inch. So far I'm saying we hit the nose, head on the tail on the donkey. What?
Pin the tail on the donkey. 5/16.
5/16. Anything in the front, buddy?
I mean,
give me an eye on this. The garage is not as big of a deal because the garage is actually going to have a floor 7 inches or so down. So it doesn't really matter, but what'd you see? Anything?
Maybe this one, if anything.
All right, we'll just double check since we're here. Still
0.
That's 1/16. Okay, so now what that means is we've already kind of established where our 0 is, and we're gonna go through, if you haven't seen this before, this is how we ensure that our walls are built all level, our trusses get set on the same elevation. Even though the concrete looks nice and straight and flat, it never is perfect, and that's just the nature of it. So this is our chance to kind of correct it as much as possible. All right, so hey, we're also gonna consider the fact that we have a 1/4 inch plate steel, okay? So this is 3/16. We're gonna go ahead and write that, and then we'll do the math conversion.
Well, add a 1/4 to everything, right?
Well, no, I'll take a 1/4 off of everything. So this post, I don't want it to set at 10 foot. So,
right, so it's high 1/4, so 3/16, so it's gonna be your,
well, if we're calling 0, 0, let's go ahead and do this, and let's just solve this problem right now. And let's drop it a 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah, you should be 7/16.
There. So I don't know if you guys caught that, but basically this bracket is a 1/4 inch plate steel down here, and we actually want to come off of top of wall at 0. So we just went ahead and changed our, did I go the wrong way? Yeah,
yes.
I went the wrong way, brother.
7/16, right?
Yep, 7/16. So that's a minus 7/16. So from 10-foot elevation, because these are 10-foot walls, we're going to subtract 7/16. And we're going to go ahead and do that on all these. And this is going to get us a perfect elevation for each column. 5/16. Three-eighths. And we need this information in order to accurately build a nice level structure. And a straight structure, actually. Can't see nothing. 13/16. It's about fall.
13/16?
Yeah. 5/16. Let me double check that. The sun was in my eyes.
Yeah, I double checked that.
I don't think I'm wrong, but what do you see?
13/16.
All right then.
That seems kind of crazy.
It is, but you know, that's why you always trust the laser. 9/16. Five-eighths. Half inch. Yeah, we did. 7/16. Always good to check the last one more time. 7/16. Just to make sure nothing moved on you and that you're consistent. So now that we have all of our grade marks, every bracket is now almost like a benchmark on the site. So we'll now use those and we'll go make our columns. When I say make our columns, they're actually pre-assembled, Midwest Perma column, but these 3 plies come at a stock size. So these are 10-footers and they've got a 4-foot center notch. So the center is notched out, we can remove it, and this is where we will change the height of this column so that the truss sits in the exact same spot elevation-wise on every column, and we'll use the numbers that we just got off of this to make that happen. 3/16. 9/16. We'll put the top wall, we'll stack them. We'll put the next wall, we'll stack them. We'll do our end wall, we'll stack it. And then everything is done.
You want to stack them inside there or just out here?
I think, yeah, we can stack them inside there. Okay. Yeah. And then we'll just cover them with some house wrap. Eh? I need a new marker. 7/16, half, 1/4. So you're going to do 10 feet minus 5/16. Okay?
Yep.
So whatever this number is, we subtract it from 10 foot. So our 10-foot elevation is always the same. Good?
Yep.
All right, 7/16. So
7/16.
minus 7/16.
Yep.
Half inch.
10 minus half. Yep.
1/4 inch.
1/4 inch. Yep.
5/16.
10 minus 5/16. Yep.
It's nice that you're doing this so I can blame you, you know,
Yep.
when it's off.
What's this?
5/16. So now that we have these marks, that's our heel mark. That is what we're going to use our sick temporary, well, not temporary, it's going to be our storyboard. We don't have any lumber delivered here yet, so I was at the shop and I just grabbed a piece of truss core trim. It's small, lightweight, pretty darn easy, and yeah, should be just fine. So we know this is 10 foot, right? Mm-hmm. But we're gonna come down and do our...
Yep. Which, you do what, 18?
Yep. So this is, the top of this will be our cutoff, which is 18.5, because we have a 15.5 inch heel, and I'll go 18 3/4. And then our 2x4 purlin, right? Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go, this is heel right here. It's 5 3/16 is the top of our first board. So what we need to do is go 5 3/16 from heel, And that's the top of what we call our soffit nailer, because this line is going to be how we determine where our soffit is. All right, now that we've got all that figured out, we just need to mark our girts out. So if this is 10 foot, Greg, and we're assuming, you know, everything is perfect in elevation, we're going to center this here and go ahead and, actually, I'll go ahead and do this.
You want me to hold that on 10 foot?
It don't really matter, yeah. Just to mark 2 footers. So we're using 2x6s, which is 5.5, so 2 3/4. So now you're going to mark 2 foots.
Okay.
I got that one.
Thanks, buddy.
No worries, no worries.
Appreciate you.
Now the good thing is we'll be able to use this same board on our garage, even though it's a different wall height, because it's even footage. This just becomes a 12-foot mark, and then we'll have to do one thing down there.
And we can use it on our interior.
Yeah. Yeah, we can. So this story pole, I've said it before, it's basically our Bible here on site, and it's going to be used to lay out all these walls, interior, exterior, and it's got all the marks so that we stay consistent. So once we have lasered our columns, those laser marks are what we use to then move this around to those alternating laser marks on these columns, and then it will basically equal out or zero out all these marks to be the same on each one. Pretty darn simple, I think. So let's get going. Well, you didn't square these yet, did you? Well, the quiet sounds of working in town, you know?
The quiet sounds of working in town. Yeah.
Haven't had to work in town in a while.
You've worked in town like the past few jobs.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yep. You know what I don't like about this already? Can I tell you? This is slippery. A board just kind of sits and does its thing, you know?
Oh, but yeah,
I'm kind of like holding it.
Yeah. I see what's going on.
Really gotten slow in your old age there, Greg. I was way quicker than you that time. Okay, heel is this mark here. I think I might be able to get away, Greg, with 1 per 2 boards.
Oh, you're talking about the, yeah.
Yeah.
Potentially.
All right. Okay.
Go check that to make sure that was 412.
No.
It looks 412.
That's what I'm saying, brother.
The garage is 612, right?
All right, let's do our interior marks now. So we'll use the same stick behind you. And here's the only problem, buddy. You are putting Myrex up, so are we just gonna laser these around anyway?
Oh, shoot.
So let's not even worry about it. Huh?
Well, let me think. If you use a marker, typically a lot of times they're visible through the Myrex if you use a marker.
We'll just laser it. It's easier.
Should we just do it? Should we just do it just to do it just in case?
You sure you don't want to mark the interiors on these?
Listen, we're gonna do it your way this time. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Go ahead.
Okay, I see how this is. You just look pretty and stand there. Fair enough, man.
So what's that? That should be all of them, right?
Yeah, 5. All right.
So corner.
Yeah, so right here is the 5 across the top. So we'll just put a...
You got the marker, brother.
I know. So this is northwest.
I will say, I do like the bottoms of these posts.
Yeah, they're not bad. 13/16, and then just take all the centers out except for the corners. Leave those in. So that's 13/16. This is 7.
10 minus 13/16.
7/16.
10 minus 7.
Half, and 9/16.
Half, and 9/16.
You know, there's one thing nice about winter building, though, you know?
What's that?
I don't know, I was trying to be optimistic. I figured you'd say, yeah, I don't know.
I'm struggling here to, don't forget to go above your heel.
I'm sure there's really something good about what I do. You know what I do love about winter building? I really do enjoy, like, I hope that today it starts snowing and it just dumps snow on us. Like, I think that's always cool when we're building and it just starts snowing like crazy.
When there's zero wind and huge snowflakes and you can see the snowflakes hitting the ground, that is pretty cool. There's something magical about that.
Yeah. And the nice thing is, I don't have to be like, hey, Greg, you need to go do snow removal.
Yeah, that is going to be a plus this year.
So these three you'll notice in the middle, the center notch out is missing. We will not fill it in like the other ones up to heel because these are going to extend up to the top of our end truss. So I just got a quick measurement, 23 inches from heel to the bottom of the cut. And then I did the math to determine where the peak is and wrote those down, but we don't have any of our lumber yet. That's getting delivered later today. So these are good to go, and we just have to apply a center ply up to the top of the piece. $21 1/8. So this block here is strictly to support our truss that will be sitting on the outside of these corner columns. And we're basically filling this in from the top of the heel. So the truss will sit on top of this, the truss will get fastened, and then this will go down and rest on top of the girt that is gonna run right here. So let's talk about real quickly why I think that post frame is so nice for homes. When framing walls, I don't know if you've ever framed a house before, I have. And you've seen us just go through all these brackets and realize that none of them are perfect, right? You've seen 1/2 inch, we saw 5/8, we saw 13/16, we saw 1/8. So what happens is when you go to, let's say you're gonna go frame your floor system before you start building all your walls, you have to spend all that time either saying it's worth leveling that floor system, or you just leave it and you install your exterior like grade board, set your rim on, and it's gonna be good, but not as good as what we're doing here with being able to individually check elevation on every post and ensure that the trusses are gonna be perfect. Like, we start with a very easy way to make sure everything is nice and level. Does that make sense, Craig?
I think I know what you're getting at.
Well, yeah, because with a stick frame, like, you either have to come through and shim all of your rim to get it all nice and level, or most guys, including myself when I first did it, it's kind of like, well, yeah, the concrete's good. We're just gonna run right on top of it.
Close enough.
And then you put your foam sill seal in there, and you're like, it's gonna cover it. It usually doesn't, and you probably get some air leakage, and that's why they say rim joists are like the leakiest spot in most houses, right? But with a post frame, I think it's a great way to just right off the bat ensure that the whole house is gonna be, and the roof system are gonna be like perfectly level going around elevation wise. Makes fascias easier, makes a lot of things easier.
Yep.
10 minus 1/4.
10 minus 1/4. Yep.
10 minus 3/16.
10 minus 3/16.
Got some glue in there or what? You know. I think it's just tight. You know, while we're doing this, I'll tell you what, guys. A couple tips and pointers I'll give to you for working outdoors in the cold. Get good gear, okay? And this is not me trying to sell TrueWork, but we have been using TrueWork for 7, 8 years. I think I got my first bibs. The difference between a set of T3 bibs compared to like a set of, and I don't want to say Carhartts because Carhartts, Walls, what are some of the other brands, Greg?
The denim.
All those, yeah, those big heavy denim coveralls or whatever. they don't let you move and work freely. You get tired, you get bogged down. Putting your belt on is a pain. These are not that way. They're warm, and also they allow you to move. You got nice pockets, so definitely check them out. It is definitely worth, they're definitely worth the $100 and whatever they are. And these pair that I'm wearing right now are probably going on 4 seasons. I remember because TrueWork was kind enough to let me order them and get them customized. What are those?
These are from before those. So these I've had for probably what, 6 years or 5 years?
Yeah, probably, man.
And the only issue I've had with them is like the stitching right here.
Oh, yeah.
Come undone.
Yeah. But that's going to happen over some period of time. I never had much luck with my old Carhartts and stuff when I used to buy them. It was like a season or two, and
yeah, season you get tears in the knees.
Yep. And these do have built-in knee pads, which is kind of nice. So when you're working on the ground in the cold, they stay pretty warm and comfortable. Oh, that end, get good gloves. Gloves that are still warm, but also dexterous. They have dexterity. These are the Power Grab Thermos. I buy them off of Amazon. Greg's rocking Milwaukee's. He probably wants a pair of Power Grabs, don't you?
Well, I was just telling Michael this morning that I need to get a new pair because the lining on these have holes in them now.
Yeah. I'm not gatekeeping the Power Grabs, bro. I don't know if I have any more. I'll have to check.
He's gatekeeping.
No. You ain't had to buy a pair of gloves. Maybe you bought one pair? I don't know.
Last year I bought a pair, but that's because I was removing snow and it...
Yeah, you definitely... Hey, well, hold on. You didn't have to. Okay, go ahead.
My other gloves got wet.
Yeah. So anyway, cold weather gear is important to be efficient, to be comfortable outside in the winter. And I definitely recommend TrueWork because even if you don't want like the actual coveralls, check this out. Oh, I need to work on my flexibility, boys. These are the T3 pants. Look at this. Oh, fleece lined.
It's like wearing sweatpants.
Yeah, it's like putting a pair of sweatpants on. So I'm a little bit overkill right now, to be honest. I'm feeling a little bit warm. But the nice thing about the coveralls when we're doing all this is all that sawdust, I can just take the coveralls off and I'm nice and clean to get into my truck. Here, I'm just moving them closer, Greg, because I don't like working, yeah. So anyway, the only bad thing is TrueWork stopped with the codes, so I don't have a code to give you to save any money. But whatever, you know. They're still, I think, a good value for what you get. And it's good people. No, good.
Whoa!
Everything shall be the same. There we go.
Seven.
Wait, what? Oh, we're gonna do all 4 corners.
Might as well, right?
Oh, no, we'll do the whole front wall at once also.
Okay.
You
Fair
cool with
enough.
that?
Yeah.
All right.
Not that I really care, but
I don't really care that you don't care. Not really.
wait,
You know?
saying something?
I didn't say nothing. This way? Yep, okay. 9/16. 9/16.
12 minus 9, 15.
Just don't ever mark the centers. Or maybe you didn't. I think one time you marked the center column and then I moved it and then I didn't have a, but no, you're good. Nice job, man.
You know what? I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. You did good. You're good.
You know, I don't know what more you want from me.
I just told you, literally, just don't mark the center. That's it. Like, it's pretty simple. You know what's funny? So I wake up in the morning, I put my socks on, you know, and I can barely do it.
Thanks.
If I'm standing up like this, this, like I don't have the flexibility in the morning right away. I go work out, come home, change, and it's just like no problem.
Yeah. Muscles warmed up.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Remember when we were younger, Greg, we grabbed like 2 of these at a time?
I can still grab 2 of them at a time.
Well, yeah, you're 10 years younger than me. So that's what I'm recalling is when I was 10 years younger and I was your age.
You do seem a little bit weaker.
100%, dude. It happens. I try not to, but. Yeah, a little bit more.
More?
Yeah, give me a little bit more.
Oh.
I want to step into this space. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It really makes it difficult.
No, that's too much. That's too much. It's too much.
Oh
Settle down. Settle down. Settle down. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna dial this in here. You know, there's nothing like working in the winter time. I got more layers on than I care to. I'm already sweating on the inside, but not on the outside, like my fingers and my toes. And I spent the first 40 minutes just blowing snow off of all the stuff, heating up the equipment, having to put chargers on batteries for equipment. Boy, there's nothing else I'd rather do, you know? You wanna mark the middles, Greg? So we're just cutting up all of our girts. Remember, we got all of our posts ready to go. Once we get our girts cut up, we can start laying out the wall. That's when we'll warm up because that moving all this material around always does the trick. Which way are you taking it? Wait, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and put 5 on a pile. 5 on a pile. These would be like, that way I know how many rows I got. So I think it's 3.5. Yeah. I'm gonna just apologize now to the viewers at home for any snot drips that we get throughout the day here because it's kind of inevitable. Wait. Let's come back one and make sure that you're the same as me. I'm all about this Milwaukee. Yeah, that's good, dude. It's a little stiffer.
A lot stiffer. Your tape measure is garbage.
No, it's not. It's just
garbage.
No, it's not made to go out like, you know,
it's not made to go out 8 foot.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Right, we only did like 38 boards.
Yeah, 38 out of the 45. So here, these three, we don't need them. Let's take them off and let's put them on the next pallet, which will be our other building, our garage, okay? Okay, there's a 9.2. Okay, so these are the extensions that we prepped for yesterday when we did all the dimensions off of the heel. And this is what extends up to the top of the truss. So, you know, you could order a column at a full length, but it's not even necessary. to say that it's a stronger building would be like, well, it's not necessary, you know. If you have proper bracing and framing in your truss system, yeah, you don't really need it. But hey, if you want to, you know, deal with longer columns, that's up to you, I guess. We used to do it all the time, Greg.
Yeah.
Until we found the light. We followed it. All right, there you go. I do believe I could carry 2 of these over and save my trips, you know?
Yeah, but
they're not that heavy.
Trips equal warmth. That's how I'm viewing it.
Okay, we'll get a big boy fastener in there at some point. This is the type of stuff that you have to deal with when in post frame, when you put doors and windows where you have column locations typically. So this is about as really the only good location we could put this, because we got a window that comes right here on both sides of this door, but we have a 16-foot span here, so we really wanted some structure, even though we probably could have just, and we're going to header it, but we had the column, we might as well use it. We'll cut this ear off and we'll get a rough opening framed in here perfectly. So yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good.
My knees are sweaty.
What's that?
My knees are sweaty.
Your arm's weak? Set it up here, maybe right on the other side of the garage wall. Greg. See, that's close. That's good. Good. Right there. Okay. Cool. First wall down always makes me feel better though when I go down and I look at it and there's nothing up and down about it, which means that we got grade right on all these, at least consistent, because it looks nice and straight. All right, that wasn't bad, Greg. Okay. You good, Greg? Love it. Easy, man. Not ideal without the telly, but that was not bad at all. Couldn't have done it without you, though.
Makes me a little nervous watching those girts bend so much.
Yeah. You know what they say about a good piece of wood, dude? It bends and it doesn't break.
Maybe on the next one, we put a couple 20s on that joint that's closest to.
All right. Okay. Next wall. That was easy. Easy peasy.
Next wall probably won't be a next wall.
That wasn't that bad. We just threw 3 walls up in, let me check my watch, about 15 minutes. Without the boom, without the telehandler. But you can't really do this when the walls get too tall. Or you can, but we can't do them this big. Like this is a 56-foot wall section, so any bigger, we would have to have some straps kind of dispersing the weight, or another person, one on each end. So something we always do, if you notice, we mark a star. I don't know if I've ever even really shared that, but that star indicates that it's an odd cut. So most of our girts are 16 with a center mark at 8 foot, so that we have an 8-footer and 8-footer, and they go both ways. On our end wall, these boards are actually gonna die into the side wall, which means they need to be 1.5 inches short compared to the rest of the board. So we mark a star, and that's how we know that the star goes to the corner. This is unsolicited. I bought these columns. It's my first time using columns from Midwest Perma Column, the people that sell us our brackets. And I like them. They are straight. They've been consistent. I have 0 complaints. Now this is a very small column, so it's not hard to have, it's not hard to have good quality lumber at 12 foot. So I'm curious what like a big 2x8 column would be like, but these are, I am happy with these so far. But I will say, I'm kind of like a salesperson for Midwest Perma Column. So if you like call them, I never really remember to put a link or a phone number in the description, but I'll try. You can order columns, brackets, perma columns, which are the cement posts, and I get like a very tiny commission. So, hey, you know what? If you do that, hey, thanks a lot. Just use my name and tell them you want the RR discount. I don't know if you'll get a discount, but it's worth a try. Bring it in just a hair, right there. Almost there. Pull up, pull up.
Almost there.
All right, cool, cool. Oh, I missed it. Out a little, right there. Up, in, out, right there.
Fighting this wind.
Okay, now bring it in. Right there. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Got it?
Uh-huh.
Sure?
Mm-hmm. Hit that bottom?
Yeah, I like it.
As much sniffling as we're doing, it's cold outside.
So these little wall sections, you notice we're just running straight 16s. We're not staggering like the rest of the walls. That's because, I mean, this is kind of like an interior wall, so we're not too worried about the strength factor, but also we're gonna leave this middle section open with the ramp so that as this job progresses, if the weather straightens out, if the plumbing contractor is able to get here, he can come in and do underground. We could bring our scissor lift inside there to do trusses. There's just really no reason right now to have that covered up, but we will have to do something in order to put our truss up. So what we'll do is we're gonna treat this section like an overhead door. We're going to frame in a header on these two columns that are basically being simulated by these two 2x6s for now. We'll stand those up. There'll be a stubby column in the middle, and that's where our truss will go, and that way we can still drive through. You may be saying, well, Kyle, why don't you do that right now? Because we have to get a laser out, we have to get marks, we have to get brackets where that all goes, and we just don't want to mess with it right now because it doesn't gain us a whole lot. It won't be any harder to do later, so that's the purpose. Whew. That was a lot of work.
Hey! Pick it up.
That's as far as I can go, buddy. You kept saying to go forward, but I couldn't go forward.
So we can go past. I wanted you to go forward so we could rock it and then bring it back and down.
What's catching, right here?
Yeah, that guy. I mean, I can't. Let's up that end and I can do it.
Wait a second. This is the problem. There. That was the problem. There we go. gonna have to lift it up, buddy.
That's fine.
Sure?
Yep, that's fine. We gotta get off these.
What?
Together we can do it.
Okay, you want me to get out? Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
There we go.
If I'm being honest, this is probably my least favorite part of every job. Next to doing tails and overhangs. It's like this is the second least favorite thing.
I would say corners is probably, yeah, one of my least favorite.
Framing in corners, because even out of a scissor lift, it's not very comfortable to do. And obviously climbing is a lot of work. So, just is what it is.
Right?
Sure.
Am I thinking about this correctly?
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's it for the day, guys. That's a pretty darn good day. I told you at the beginning of the video we get all these walls up. You probably were like, no way, not happening. But there we go. All we got left is our headers on our garage door, and we'll be ready for trusses. So all we need to do now is kind of wrap up some miscellaneous, build the headers for the garage door, which we don't really want to do yet, so we can still come in and out of the building kind of unimpeded, and then we can come around and start getting our base grade board installed. That's going to take a little bit of work. As you can see, we've got kind of some flaking and work that we're going to have to do to this, so we can get a nice clean connection, so we can have a good air control detail. But that'll be in another video. Thanks for hanging out, guys. This was awesome. I love taking the pile of lumber in the beginning of the day. Literally got dropped off yesterday, and then turning it into, I mean, you can start to see the shape take place. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. This is what we're calling the modest house. It's gonna be a perfect house for just about anybody. Efficient, good looking, cost effective, low maintenance. We'll see you in the next video.